Hey everyone, it's Pup Luca and welcome to this week's episode of the Paw'dCast. Now Katja is away this week, so let's mix things up. Enjoy! Hey everyone, now if you listened to last week's episode, you may remember me saying to Katja, watch me forget to invite you back next week. And look at that, it happened. So please welcome my special guest for this week, HOvanna Crown.
No, look, hello.
Oh, hello.
How are we, everyone?
I think we're good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm like talking as if I'm on a fucking stage right now. Hello,
She's
how
always
are we,
on.
everyone?
She's always on.
Yeah, there's no one there. It's just a fucking computer.
It is. There's a mirror over there so I can see myself.
It's true.
That's about it. Thank you for coming to the podcast.
That's all right. Thank you for having me.
Now, I thought we'd kick things off, as you're new to the show as well, with some questions to get to know you a bit better.
Sounds lovely.
Are you prepared?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Well, the first one is, so how long have you been doing drag?
Oh, I started in 2017, so 7 years, right? That's 7.
Yep.
I'm not very good at math, but I think that's 7.
We spoke about this before with Katja, that like no drag queens are good at math.
No.
And if you were, you're not anymore.
No,
It's not a thing.
it's not. We don't like it.
It's too many numbers.
7 years.
Does it feel like 7 years?
No, it feels a lot shorter than 7 years. That's a very long time.
It's quite a while.
Yeah.
You're not far off a decade of drag.
Don't put it like that.
So what got you into drag in the first place? Like, why did you start?
Oh, my story's a bit of like a sad one.
Oh,
Yeah.
not the emotions.
Well, I mean, I always liked entertaining and stage and stuff and making people, laugh. But yeah, basically just a traumatic thing happened in my life. And drag was like an outlet. I know it's very cliche, isn't it? And that's how I started. Basically, I needed something to, like a distraction, I suppose. But I always was interested in drag, like doing theatre and stuff. So
So were you always HOvanna Crown from the start? Or is
No.
there's some unspoken names?
No, there are some unspoken names.
Do you want to share any?
The first one was Effie Carter. Yeah.
I'm glad you moved past that.
Yeah, because it was Effie from Dreamgirls and then Carter because Beyonce.
Yeah.
I had a phase. I still very much like Beyonce.
I was going to say, it's not a phase. There's a massive painting of her in the lounge.
There is, yeah, but there was a phase where everything was Beyonce at that time, and we moved on from that, so...
Did you have any other names? Because I know some queens will be like, they'll pick a name and that'll just be their name, and they've got one. Some have gone through like 5 or 6 to get there.
No, it was just that one, but I remember me and my friends being like, that's fucking shit. So, so we sat down and we thought about it, and I actually got my name from, the DJ? The famous Australian
HOvanna
DJ?
Brown?
Yeah, HOvanna Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just Crown because royalty and
Yeah,
queen.
so Crown because like Queen, and then HOvanna instead of HOvanna. That's
Emphasis on the ho.
right. Capital
Stunning.
H-O for ho.
Is that how you spell ho?
Yeah.
I thought it had an E.
Well, not in my fucking name, it doesn't.
Do you have any favourite shows you've done, or like favourite songs that you just love to perform?
Like shows, like production shows, or
Yeah.
just like...
Or just in general, or if you've done... Because you've done quite a few production shows.
I have. I obviously liked Disney Girls because that was my baby.
That was very camp.
Yeah.
I remember that was one of the first production shows I ever saw in Brisbane
Yes.
when I started working down here.
I think it was for a few people, but yeah, it was really fun. That was me, Chocolate Box, and Anya Bike.
And it was just Disney nonsense the whole
It
time.
was, yeah, just a bunch of Disney shit. It was lovely.
Do you have a favourite song that you did in that show?
Oh, like Hocus Pocus, for sure. But I'd actually done Hocus Pocus before Disney Girls. I don't know if you know this.
I think I knew that you did it. I don't think I'd seen you do it before.
Yeah, so I did it for Drag Royale, but then we put it into Disney Girls because, you know.
I think I remember in that show, like one of the funniest memories from the Disney Girls was Chocky doing Yzma and doing like a trap remix of Smash It With a Hammer.
Yes. I found that remix and I had, because when I first started drag, I had a list of all these like characters I wanted to do. And I was like, Chocky, you can have, because Chocky's like, oh, I want to do Yzma. And I was like, you need to use this trap remix.
Yep.
And it was just Smash It With a Hammer on like repeat for like 3 minutes.
Stunning.
Yeah, very good.
So outside of production shows, do you have like a favourite song to perform? Or is there's a few?
Yeah, there's a few that I, do on I would like to say a weekly basis.
It's like people come and see you, they can probably expect to see
Yeah,
it.
but like because I do so many different venues, so you go to a venue the next day and it's a whole new crowd, so it's like you've done it for the first time.
Yeah.
Which is quite lovely because I haven't. I've done it for like the 2 millionth time. But probably House of Holbein.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah, from Six the Musical, which everyone knows I do.
Yeah, I think that's, like, I'd say every queen in Brisbane has got like that one song that they're most known for. I'd probably say that was yours.
Yes. I do get people asking me to do it quite a fucking lot.
Oh, what a shame.
I know. But yeah, it's fun. I like that. I do that laughing track a lot, which is just me pointing at people and laughing, and some people hate it.
It's about 3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes.
Just constant laughter.
Yeah, 3 minutes of me just laughing and pointing at people, which I like because I don't have to fucking do much. But
because you can literally just move your mouth up and down. Yeah.
I just wear a beautiful, gorgeous gown and laugh at people and point.
Camp.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
So I thought for a fun little segment, we would lean into something that I think I did in episode 1 with Katya, which we mentioned briefly on like pet peeves and little things that annoy us, which came off when we did like a little introduction to very basic levels of consent, where it's like even for a hug, make sure you ask first. Don't just assume people are okay with that. Because even that's, a lot of people don't understand. And like one of my little pet peeves is like as a pup, people coming up and trying to give you head pats straight away. It's like, I don't know you. Don't, no touchy. Thank you. Ask.
See, that's so funny because that was going to be my first one I was going to say is when people start touching my fucking wig.
Oh, yeah, I think that was Catches as well.
I'm like, get your dirty green fucking sausages off my fucking wig, all right? This wig is like pinned into my scalp. It is essentially my scalp at this point.
Yep.
And you like trying to rip it off and like play with it like it's a cat.
You feel like Tim Burton pinned it into your head, kind of.
Like literally with like super glue and like a chainsaw and...
Not the chainsaw.
And bloody nails. I don't know what the chainsaw's for, but there
Getting
you
it
go.
off after?
No, well, it feels like a bloody chainsaw when they come and yank it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to turn around and yank their hair back, but...
Just like, how do you like it, kind of?
Yeah, literally. It's always like the basic white bitches too.
Like the soccer mum kind of vibe?
Yeah, like the soccer mum, and they have the ponytail that you just look at and you're like, I want to yank this right now because you're pulling my scalp from my bloody brain. That got very aggressive very quickly.
You did. You went very... You went...
Well, it is pet peeves.
It is.
That
you
is the
started
segment.
We started off the show very calm and just
I'm not
laughter.
going to get cancelled for that, am I?
And now you're like green sausage fingers off my head, kind of.
Yeah, but like, come on, every queen would agree with me.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's what you said. It's like the
It is.
consent thing, like, don't touch me.
Yeah, it's the drag equivalent of like giving a pup head pats or belly rubs kind of thing. It's like ask first, don't just touch.
Like, I remember we, but even when you ask and then they get like shitty when you say no. Like, we were at the Wickham the other week and Anya came up to me, Anya Bike, and she was like, oh, some bitch just came up to me at the bar and was like, all in my face, and then was like, oh, can I have a hug? And she was like, no, you could not have a fucking hug. And then she just walked away. And I was like, T, I'll do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, at least she asked for a hug. She didn't just go to almost rugby
She did,
tackle
but then
a queen.
she got shitty when she said no. And that's like...
Well, it kind of serves it right, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, well...
Treat people with respect and you're more likely to have a positive positive reaction with them.
That's another pet peeve. Segue. Oh! I don't know what that noise was.
I'm so using that as my soundbite for future episodes.
Oh!
It's the segue soundbite, yeah.
Yeah, so segue. Oh! Nope, I forgot what I was going to say.
We had too much fun with the noise.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
A pet peeve.
Yeah.
When people get too bloody drunk.
Yeah.
And you're trying to perform on stage and then they come up onto the stage to join
they actually come
in.
onto the... I've seen a few people like stand right in the front and it's like...
Stand right in the front or get on. There have been multiple cases where people actually jump on stage.
Wow.
Well, we have seen...
What do you do?
We have seen some Brisbane drag queens push those people off the stage, which was quite
I think
camp
I
and
have
lovely.
seen that.
Yes.
And I can't remember who it was that did it, but it was really funny. And then, like, obviously the venue managers are like, oh, health and safety, you can't just shove a patron out the way. It's like, well, they're also drunk and...
Yeah, and it's also health and safety for us because they're jumping into our workspace where we're not expecting...
Yeah. And especially if you're in, like, full production show mode and you're doing choreo in a routine. If you've got, like, a quick spin round in a circle and someone jumps up whilst you're in motion... I feel like your peripheral vision in drag is not great.
Yeah, no. And they're like, when they're like tapping on the stage and stuff, like, yeah, I can't.
I'd say like the end of a number, like applauding if people sat right at the front of the stage, because it does happen a lot, especially at sporties. I think the pups are the most known for the Saturday shows where your front row sat right up against the edge of the stage is like a group of pups generally sit there.
We love sitting like right up at the stage. I love that.
Yeah.
And I love like, you know, the banning on the stage at the end of a number.
Yeah, like if it's finished, instead of
But
clapping, they're like tapping on the stage.
Three big bitches in heels right at the front of the stage and you think it's wise to put your little hoof on the stage.
Little hoof. Pony play.
What? Pony play,
Yeah.
That's right. If you think it's wise to put your dirty hand on the stage at that time, expect to get fucking stood on. That's all I'm going to say.
And also, a lot of people need to remember, most drag queens are men in heels.
That's right.
They've got a bit more weight than a woman.
Yes, that's why I said big bitch. Like, we are big bitches. If we stand on that hand, you probably won't have a hand left.
Their sausage fingers are like Legos, they'll just pop off.
That's right. Pew!
Just flies across the room and lands in a drink.
It happens, that's why I'm mentioning it.
Have you trod on someone's fingers?
No, Anya again. It always comes back to Anya back. When we did Horberries at Sporties and someone was being like a bloody buffoon during the number.
You were technically being a baboon. No, chimpanzee. You were dressed as the monkey.
That is so rude. I was the fucking monkey, all right?
He's a chimpanzee, isn't he? Darwin, the monkey in Wild Thornberrys, is a chimpanzee?
That's the same thing, isn't it?
What, it's a type of monkey? Yeah.
There you go.
There's different monkeys.
You didn't realise this was an educational program, everybody.
Welcome
but here we
to
are.
Animal Educations with Luca and HOvanna.
That's right.
A chimpanzee is a monkey.
What are some of your pet peeves then? Sorry, I'm taking your job from you.
No, that's fine. Like I said, definitely the touching without asking. I have one, and I try to be calmer with it now, and it was definitely people who are newer to pup play or... like when we go and do fair days and market stalls with HOvanna, and like some people will see pups and they've never seen them before. I hate when people call it a mask. Like when you've got it on, because it's a hood. Or like,
Right.
technically it's called a hood. I get why they're calling it a mask. But most pups I know will call the full coverage one a hood, and the one that's like just the nose that clips on is a muzzle. They're the kind of two names. I think that's mainly just because places online you can buy them from, that's what they're listed as a product.
Yeah, I must say I've always heard it as like pup mask. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, no, we go as a hood.
Oh, that's
kind of thing.
interesting.
See, that's why people that don't know, and it's generally they don't know, then I don't have a problem with it. It's more of a, if I've already explained to someone that it's, just call it a hood or that kind of thing. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's a dog mask. And I'm like, it's a puppy hood. It's not a dog mask.
Yeah.
And it could just be a me thing. Like, other pups probably couldn't give a shit about it. But for some reason, that just really annoys me when people are like, oh, it's a dog mask.
It's always the little things,
And
though,
I'm like,
isn't it?
that's why it's a pet peeve. It's like, I'm not a dog, I'm a puppy.
Yeah.
Because puppies are playful and stupid and dogs are dogs.
Also playful and stupid.
Yeah, but in a different
But
way.
they're like older.
Yeah. Although there's a few queens that you could probably call dogs.
Hello. A wolf.
Not a wolf.
Is it a wolf or is it a woo?
I think it depends on the pup. I generally say a woo if I do it.
I think a woo's more like a werewolf, really, isn't it?
I think it's more of a howl.
Same thing. I
I know like a lot of pups will write it online or like texting everything, and it's like AWOO, a woo.
So a woo. I just hit my microphone.
I don't know if we heard it. With the woo thing as well, I remember because my family know about me being a pup as well now, which happened awkwardly for different family members. I remember and it's involving my sister, where I was living on my own in Brisbane, and she came down one night, and I tidied up my house, made sure I put things away so she didn't see things that she doesn't need to see. And like I tidied up my couch, and I had like 10 cushions on my couch, which we're currently sat on, just with 2 now though. But I didn't realize that Luca, like my hood, was behind one of the cushions.
Oh.
As she came over, sat down and went, oh, something's lumpy. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't. I fluffed the cushions for you. I went all bougie and did a cushion fluffing. I don't know what that means, but I did it. And she lifted it up. And then as soon as she lifted it up, I just saw it. And I was like, oh, shit. And she's like,
sank.
she just looked. I was like, what's this? And I'm like, funny story. And then I just explained to her what the pup thing was. And then I remember with my niece and nephew don't know because they're quite young and it doesn't matter. But I like playing a trick on my sister now that I actually have a video somewhere on my phone as well of my niece and nephew. And I was like, here, look. And I tell them this. And there's a video of them going, so if dog goes woof, what noise does a puppy make? And it's my niece and nephew who are like 7 and 10 going, a woo! Which they're just like, it's just a stupid noise. And they find it funny when I say, oh, no, puppies go a woo. They don't bark. They don't woof. What are you talking about? It's very musical.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a musical wolf, apparently. I was going to ask you a question. Oh, yeah. So when your sister found the hood,
Yeah.
did you like go, okay, fuck, well, now I got to come clean and tell her exactly what it is.
Yeah, I literally just told her.
Oh, because I was like, sometimes, you know, you have the funny stories where you make up some fucking lie on the spot.
In fairness, my brain just panicked and was like, I can't think of anything to make up from here.
Yes.
So I was like, well, this is what it is. And I gave her like a brief description of what pup play was, what it means to me. Like for me, it's not really a sex thing. It's just a playful headspace to zone out, be someone else, relax, be stupid, be playful, have fun with it kind of thing. Which is when people are new to it. I was like, try that first, because that will help you find your personality. If it evolves sexual, go for it, enjoy yourself. If it doesn't and it stays as a playful headspace thing, enjoy yourself doing that as well. There's no one rule of you should be one, you should be the other, you should be a mix of the two. Your public space can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like explaining that to my sister. And she was like, oh, okay. And then 6 months before that, though, kind of pup play, but not really. I was in a share house, and when I moved out of that, my parents were down helping me move. And Mum, I think she was making tea or something, and my dad helped me lift my mattress up and move my bed frame, and I made sure I packed certain things like my hood and pup stuff in a box and taped that shut, and that was already packed. When we lifted the bed frame up, because my bed was pushed against a wall, I didn't check down the far side.
Oh, no. What was fucking there?
It was a collar.
Oh, yeah.
It was a dog collar. And
that's not too bad. I was
my
expecting
dad picked
it to be
up.
like a dildo or something.
No. My dad picked up the collar, and he was like, you don't have a dog? He just looked at me, you don't have a dog? And I went,
I am the dog.
I didn't. I just went, oh, well, you don't need to know about that. And then I just took it off him and put it away. And he didn't question it. But it was still
he knows now. Like
he knows now because of APHC last year. So with QPAR stuff, I was like, and QPHC, I was like, if you want to post photos of me on Facebook, that's fine. Just don't tag me in it. Like Luke has got an Instagram. Tag me on Instagram. That's fine. But when you're doing a national comp and you've got people from different states that have met you or you've friends with on Facebook, it kind of gets posted everywhere.
Yeah, it's hard to be secretive when it's so public.
Yeah, and I got tagged in a lot of things. And I remember going into the city one day and I get a phone call from my dad. And he's like, so this competition you told us you were going to, because I didn't tell them what it was for. They just knew I was going to Perth for a competition.
Right.
It's a competition within part of the gay scene that I said I was going for, which was a little lie, because obviously pup play is not a gay thing. It's everyone.
Yes.
But that was like the easiest way to kind of cover it with my parents. And it was, and then I got tagged in everything, and my dad just calls me and is like, so I have a question. This comp that you did, what was it? Because I've seen some things on Facebook. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, well, and then gave Dad a rundown, and then he obviously told Mum, and they didn't care. They were like, look, you're not hurting anyone. I think they were like, Mum, next time I saw her, she was like, it's a bit weird. I don't get it. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, but she's English, isn't she?
She's like middle-class English, introvert, kind of prudish.
My mum's like English, absolutely not a fucking introvert.
My mum's a massive introvert.
I remember like the first time I did drag, like obviously because it's so public, you can't hide that shit.
No.
So I had to just tell her, you know, I'm an 8-foot man in a dress and I like to push.
You're an 8-foot man.
That's right.
How tall are your heels?
Not very, so I lie. I'm probably like 7 foot.
You're probably close to 7, yeah.
I remember though, she actually came to my first performance.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but this is how upfront she is. She come up and she said, God, you're ugly. Like the makeup.
How supportive.
I know, she is, bless her.
But look at you now, you've learnt.
Yeah, well now she goes, oh, it's not that terrible anymore.
It's still not really a compliment, is it?
No, she loves a good backhanded compliment.
So are there any parts of the kink scene that you're part of? Or just like supportive of, or that sort of thing?
So very supportive of the kink scene. I've done a lot of like obviously like Paw'd, like puppy events and stuff. I'm not really in it though, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Just like HOvanna is there to perform and be supportive.
Yeah,
and...
so HOvanna goes there. I have gone to a lot of I sorry.
I was so off put by what you did then. Not the noise, the vision I saw, which was your tongue.
Yeah, my whole face like went blue. Yeah, I've always tried to go to the events, like obviously that are run by the King Scene in Brisbane too, like mostly down in the bunker bar at Sporties.
Yeah.
There have been quite a few nights where, you know, I'll de-drag and I'll go down, check it out, say hi to people.
Because it's always just a good vibe at most of those events.
Yeah,
it's just
it is.
always pretty chill, pretty welcoming. It's like, yeah, just come down and party. We don't care.
Yeah. I always get along with the pups, though, because they love the drag.
Pups do love their drag queens.
Pups love the drag.
We do. You can often go to a drag night, and especially in Brisbane, there's always at least a couple of pups in the room.
Yeah. I mean, you know, here you are in a garage talking to a drag queen right now. So.
I know, right? And I'm definitely in full gear, and you are in full makeup, and you're corseted, sat on the couch.
That's right.
We're not
I
at
am
all
not
in...
currently a man-looking thing right now at all.
No, we're not in sweatpants with a little heater on at all. That's not a thing.
But yeah, I was going to say something, but I totally forgot.
That happens quite frequently tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She's a little sleepy.
It's the drag brain.
It's because we're doing drag chat. The drag brain's kicked in.
That's right. It's going, give me a fucking tequila and a cigarette right now.
Well, we did supply you with a tasty alcoholic beverage.
You did.
We did.
Not sponsored by... Can't say it because we're not sponsored by them.
No, we're not sponsored by them.
Vodka.
Vodka squash. Let's say it's a vodka squash.
That's right. Spelt Veodcah.
The ASMR's back.
What?
The ASMR is back.
ASMR.
The little slurpee in the microphone.
I've never really understood the ASMR.
Neither.
Like, what does it stand for?
Don't ask me that. I'm just
All
stupid puppy.
simmering matters of reception.
What?
No idea.
The first word I think you said is simmering,
No,
which is an
because
O. Oh, A.
Oh, ridiculous, honestly.
Audio sounds make me
No,
relaxed.
I liked mine better.
Yeah, yours was better.
Mine was better.
I panicked and I went audio sounds, which are the same thing.
I think that's right, but I think that's actually what it is.
Is it actually audio sound? I'm Googling
I don't
this
know.
now.
We have to Google it.
We need to find out. It can't be audio sound.
Audio sound music recording.
ASMR meaning. Here we go. Oh, autonomous sensory meridian response.
Oh, that's right.
Oh. I love how you
Don't
answered.
ask me what came out of his lips moments ago because I have no fucking idea, but...
I love that you answer though with, oh, that's right. Like you totally knew what.
No, not at all.
Would you like to tell us what ASMR actually means?
What did you say?
Autonomous sensory
give me the
meridian
script.
response, but I don't know what half those words mean.
It means sensory is like
I knew sensory. That wasn't the word. It was the meridian response that I was like.
isn't
meridian.
it supposed to make people feel a certain type of way?
Yeah, which I don't get. Like when people are
Don't they get so excited?
like they find like the whispering relaxing or something.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I find whispering terrifying.
I find it annoying.
Yeah, like annoying and like slightly terrifying.
It's like scratchy and uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
I
not
agree.
a relaxing sound at
I
all.
always think of like Silence of the Lambs when he's like whispering, talking, and then he goes,
It's quite good.
"Thank you." Call me Anthony fucking Hopkins. Oh, I'm stuck.
I think that's a fun note to end the podcast on this week. Thank you so much for joining me.
Let's end it on fucking sounds of a fucking
Some crazy
serial killer.
ASMR. Yeah. Because we don't know. I'm scared where it's going to go from now. But no, thank you so much for joining me this week. Get to know. I'm sure you'll be back for an episode in the future as well. Mainly because we do live together, so it's quite convenient to record.
That's right. We've just got to walk down a bunch of stairs and then, you know.
And get comfy on the couch, have a drink. We did talk, I think episode 1 or 2, about doing a mimosa episode where we're going to try different mimosa episodes.
Yes.
You're in?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
I want to get a few people. Do you want me to ask that question again? Because I think you can knock like half a second off how quick you responded then as well.
Yes, sorry. I was very excited when you said mimosa.
Yeah, so if you want to see me and HOvanna and some other people try some mimosas, DM us on Instagram at the Paw'dCast AU with some fun mimosa recipes, because I want to try some different ones. Obviously, you've got the standard sparkling wine with orange juice, but we want to kind of mix it up. We did get one sent in, which is half sparkling wine and then a quarter orange juice and a quarter of hard solo.
That sounds quite lovely.
It does sound good. But I want to try some different ones from there. So send us a message on Instagram or in the thread for this episode below. But we're going to end the way we usually do with the podcast of doing our tagline and getting my guest to do the Luca honk.
Oh, I can't wait.
So, as always, thank you so much for listening. Be kind, be camp, be kinky, and always...
Was it good?
I've heard you do worse.
Oh, thanks. I'll take that as a win.
Bye.